In the previous video we created this repository, which we can publish now, which actually demonstrated the process of using branches to work collaboratively with multiple people, whereby each individual person has the opportunity to work on the same code without interrupting each other. And we created this commit in a separate branch, which we've then merged into our master branch. In this video we're going to take a closer look at what each of these commits actually means, and actually use them to keep track of what's happened within our project and where specific changes have been made. So let's jump across to GitHub and refresh and go into our newly uploaded GitHub test. We can see here that we have these 3 commits, and this obviously corresponds to the 3 commits that we had in our Windows client. But what I haven't mentioned yet is the fact that we can use these to actually look at what's actually changed in quite a lot of detail. So we can see here that this line has been deleted while these lines have been added. This isn't really true because this line has just been changed because it didn't originally have a new line at the end of it, as we can see by this message. But for the most part it is true. If we go back to our overview, we can have a look at a more complex project. For example, this stretch league project. Here we have 32 commits. So if we look into this and we look at this specific commit, we can see that we have a lot of different data being deleted and some new data being added. And this happens for every single file that's had changes applied to it. So we can see here that this file stretchfulltable.html has had these changes made to it, while goalscorers.html has had different changes applied to it. And these visualizations are available for every single commit. So if you're looking through a project and you wonder why a function that you created has suddenly disappeared, you can look through the commit history and see that at this point, this is where this CSS class was deleted. And you can then look at the commit message and see that we're actually cleaning up the template styles, which is why we've deleted that CSS class. So you can see how the commit message and the commit description are both used and useful. And this means that if you're working in a group, you don't need to explain to each individual person exactly why you're making changes. You can just record why you're making the changes here, and then if they need to know, they can go ahead and find out themselves. If we come back and instead we go into the graphs option on the right, we can see a network option here. In this case, this displays the fact that in our project here, we have every single commit being made directly into the master branch. If we were using GitHub with branches properly in this case, we would see different branches being created, which would show us separate lines, and then the branches also being merged into the master branch. Although that's obviously not visible in this case. You may have also noticed when we were looking at the commits, specifically the differentials, that we have this blue plus displaying on the screen for each line. This is a feature of GitHub which allows you to actually add comments. So if you decide when you're looking through the code that you wanted this method to be kept instead of being refactored out, you could add a comment here. And this new comment is available to be seen by all contributors. So if we saved this and another person came and looked at this project, they could see that we've added this comment, and as a group we could decide what action to take. So now that we've explained how both commits work and how branches work, you should, if you wanted to, have enough understanding of Git to go ahead and work collaboratively with other people. The one missing piece to the puzzle that we haven't talked about yet is how to clone other people's repositories, which would obviously be necessary to work with other people, and we'll do that in the next video, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.